Damn. That song never gets old for me. Yo, welcome to a special, very, very special episode of AlphaISM Radio. It is good to be back. I'm your host, Bunkei, filling in for Ski Sonic, who I know his voice is right now is pretty much wrecked. He's exhausted. I'm exhausted. I didn't do a damn thing but watch a video for the last 5 hours. But anyway, let's get to it. Isn't this the best evolution ever? Ever. And I thought last year was hype. But before we get into that, I need to bring a comrade. You guys have seen him on the stream yesterday. Now it'll be UltraDavid dropping that knowledge. So I am so happy that I'm getting him on the show here. And we're going to talk about all that's transpired today and what to look for tomorrow. All right, so hold on. Let me get it.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Crazy night, huh?
Crazy night, and what a better time to get back to the AlphaISM radio hat, hosting for 1 day, maybe 2 days.
Cool, man. Cool. I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know where to begin, but I'll say this much. I mean, is this the best EVO ever?
Oh, I mean, clearly, right?
I don't think that's the. I think that's the one thing where we won't get an argument about.
Right. There's no debate. I mean, Super Street Fighter 4, 1,700 players. Each of the individual pools was its major tournament, all on its own.
Yeah, that totally wrecked my mind because I was thinking. So really, all the top 9, all the people that tied for 9th place and the top 8, they're all winners.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it. You're 9th place out of 1,700 people. That, I mean, obviously you want to win, you want to make it to the top 8, but there's not much shame in being 9th place out of 1,700.
Certainly ain't gonna be me. So,
yeah.
You know what? Let's just cut the chase. All right, the last match between this Taiwanese player GamerBee and Justin Wong, and I've been thinking over my head for the last 30 minutes. Possibly the most hypest. I know this keeps on being thrown out there, the hypest match ever. But I mean, the one thing I think that people may be forgetting is that since he's from Taiwan, he doesn't buy into the whole Justin Wong thing.
That's right. He probably doesn't have any of the Justin Wong factor that seems to plague U.S. players so often.
Yeah, I mean, so when he played Justin, he just thought, Oh, another player from America.
Some guy.
Yeah. And I'm going to ask you from someone that actually knows the game. What did you think of, even before taking the players into consideration, in your estimation, how does Rufus fare against Adon, or I should say Adon fare against Rufus?
This is one of those matchups where I think Adon actually does pretty well. He can pressure with those Jaguar kicks like you saw him doing. He repeatedly used those Jaguar kicks. Justin tried to counter it with the low medium punch. It works sometimes it trades, sometimes it loses. If he were to do something like EX Messiah, it would only hit once for negligible damage and he'd waste a whole EX meter. So it's actually a little bit difficult for Adon to get out of, for Rufus to get out of Adon's pressure. But, as you saw a bunch of times, Adon did Dragon Punch FADC to get out of Justin's pressure. So you have this situation where it's bad for Rufus. It's harder for him to pressure and easier for him to lose when he's being pressured. Right. So, I mean, Adon's not a bad character, as you saw tonight.
I have to give props out to Alex Valle because, to my knowledge, he was the first person that said Adon was good that I can remember when Super 4, first got into the consumer's hands, to the gamer's hands, and
right,
and Valle didn't make it, but what he said was true, and I mean, I'm not trying to say that Adon is the best in the game and whatnot, but out of all of the new characters that was added to the game, I don't think anyone thought that if one of those going to crack the top 8, it would be Adon.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think maybe the only one that's less likely would be Hakan.
Yeah, exactly. Or T-Hawk, right? Yeah. So when I saw him playing earlier, I could not believe. I mean, really, he, for lack of a better term, this dude has ran through most of his competition. I'm seeing him taking down the Kumas, and and I'm going, wow. I'm like, what the heck, man? I mean, I was so impressed with the solid play because, of course, we don't see any solid down play besides when Valle plays around with him a bit. And so, I mean, and I was so surprised because even before we got to top 8 or even top 16, I'm going, man, a Don player made it out of, oh man, you know. So now,
well, I mean, Adon, I think that part of GamerBee's success has been that people don't really know how to deal with Adon. Like you could see him doing low jab, low strong into cancel into Jaguar kick. And you can beat that. Most characters can beat that Jaguar kick with, reversal special or with a slide under if you're something like Dhalsim or with a normal attack. But it was rarely done. And I think that kind of thing shows that people might. Oh, and there was also the issue of how Adon gets up very quickly. So you saw that actually in Justin Wong's match. He kept trying to do a dive kick after he did a sweep, but Adon could jump away for free because he got up so quickly. So people didn't have counters set up for Adon. They didn't have setup for Adon, and I think the result of that is that GamerBee's pathway to success was basically set up by that. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a very good player too, but I think that him getting to top 8 is definitely at least in part because of that.
Okay, here's the thing. I think that I speak for a lot of people that are listening right now. I did not know that characters had different get-up speeds. I thought it was all, I mean, when I found out that Adon gets up faster than most other characters, I was going, man, I mean, the people that designed these characters, they really, really did a good job of giving characters uniqueness things. Sort of like how, with Hakan, with his his forward hard kick, auto tech throws or something like that. I mean, all these little things that we find out about characters, you're going, wow, so, I mean.
They put in a lot of work, yeah.
I mean, and I really think that this is not the end. I really don't think I really still think that, hold on for a second, I guess. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Alright, what's up, RaveNeo? Anyway.
Oh, my bad, dog. Hold on. I'm trying to find this fucking...
Okay, why are you finding that? No, anyway, what I was saying, though, is that, man, I mean, I still think this is not over because I really kind of think that they're kind of beta testing Super 4, and I think that the arcade release is the real Super 4. And,
I've heard that same thing.
There's a lot of people that have thinks that downloadable characters, they think they're actually going to add more characters into it, which is not, which wouldn't surprise me because in every game, especially fighting games, there's always a few characters that don't make the cut. For example, in Vanilla, DJ and T-Hawk did not make the cut. It was time constraint and cost constraint issues and all of that, but they did make it in Super 4 because they wanted to have the original 16 in Super 4, and they succeeded. So I'm always wondering, okay, what characters, I heard some rumors that Rolento just made it just a bit, and I heard that I heard that Armika, that Ono wanted her in the game.
Right.
I heard that Alina was a finalist for getting into the game, so it'd be interesting to see if this actually comes to fruition. Because frankly, I don't mind. I don't care. They can turn this shit into Madden and add characters every year. I don't care. You know what? As long as the game is fun, I don't care.
I don't know, man. Like for me, there are already too many characters. Like I want like 30 characters. We already got more than that. Like, if it gets up to 40 or something, I want to be able to play in tournaments and, know the characters I'm fighting against. Hey,
how you doing there, UltraDavid?
Hey, man, how's it going?
I feel hunky-dory and niggerific and good shit on the Hakan research, man.
Oh, hey, thanks.
I Because see, this one, can I say something real quick, man? And I'm not gonna get off the subject of this. The thing is, you know, using Hakan the way you was doing, you was just pretty much following the old school principle of playing with who you like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that guy that beat Justin probably was playing with who he liked.
Same thing, right? Yeah.
That character.
Well, I mean, wait. We mean the dude. You mean the dudes? So we go to Zangief,
Okay.
and this is again Gief was nerfed, right? You know,
Yes.
not nearly the powerhouse he was in vanilla, but he still cleaned Justin's clock, you know. And man, this was really. I want to put this out there, and we'll talk more about this later. Everybody that's listening right now, do not be surprised if Daigo does not win tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree.
Do not
Totally
be surprised that Daigo does not win tomorrow. Daigo is human just like anybody else. And I have seen videos of him being murdered by various
I've seen him get bodied by a guy player.
I mean, I seen him get murdered by this Dudley player. And, I mean, it was the actual inspiration for Morin to play Dudley against Valle at Devastation, those couple of matches. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, so, I mean, do not be surprised. You see that Daigo was on the ropes a bit, and, you know, today, you know, and Lamerboi couldn't pull it off.
Right.
But it shows that it can be done, though. And it can be done, and so, and we got a nice mixture. We got a nice mixture of the world, because we got Korean, we got Japanese, we got American, we got Taiwanese.
Right, yeah.
You know,
and it's not just diversity in the people. I mean, if you look at the characters, out of the top 8, there are 10 different characters that the players use, and only one repeat, and that's Honda of all characters.
Right. And I mean, and here we go again. And you know, and then really the thing about that is, I am so impressed, because I even think that a year from now, because really we're only 2 months removed from the release of Super 4. And anyone who thinks that we've really learned, you know, we've seen what the game has to offer, I mean, that's stupid. I mean, yeah, I know we live in the YouTube age and all of that, and everything gets dissected, but you can't dissect 35 characters in 10 weeks. I'm sorry, you just can't do it. So, I mean, we still haven't seen what it's ultimately going to shake down. I mean, I'll say this, hopefully I'm right, that Super 4 will become sort of like the new ST. You know, where, you know, you have tiers in the game, but there's going to be a lot of a fat middle cast of characters where you're going to have specialists that will be able to compete in tournaments. I still cannot, I'm still racking my brain that an Adon player is in the top 8 over 1,700
you know what?
people.
Yeah, that's what makes me laugh about this whole thing, though, Ben. I mean, the dude is playing with who he liked. He researched the character. He liked how the character moved. The character's fast as fuck, bro. Fuck what's on paper. Play with who you like. You know, I like when I go against motherfuckers and they say, "You playing with Guy? Oh, you fucking suck. Well, you should be free." And then when I have a pit in the fucking corner, rubbing KY on their ass, they didn't want to say I'm fucking cheat.
Hey, well, who was that guy player today? There was a guy player who made it out of his pools.
Fuck, it was the dude. It was the dude who beat Justin.
Yeah, that's right. It was RB.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, Justin beat him. But, I mean, yeah, he made it out of pools. He did really well. He won his own major, essentially, out of his pool. So there you go.
Using Guy.
There you go.
And then when he was using Guy, he was doing shit that I never thought of doing. That's when the stream went off on us, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh man, yeah, that one got me mad. When the stream got shut, man, I swear, man, that's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy when Justin came up and then the stream cut off and then it cut back on after the match was done. I was like,
it was almost like, okay, man, you gotta pay for Justin's time, that type of shit.
And I mean that's fine though, because I mean we still got the hypest match that Justin played, you know, streamed live, and you know, props out to Evolution staff, to the Cannons, to Wizard, to Level Up, all the people that have been involved to make this possible, because you know, really this is a dream come true. You know, there's a lot of people each year that cannot go to Evolution for scheduling conflicts, for mainly monetary reasons. A lot of people don't have jobs right now, so going to Evolution is not exactly at the top of their list to do things right now. I mean,
Right.
but you know, to be able to to stay home and you know, the great thing is, you know, we had 30,000 people watching.
Is that so? That was the final count, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I saw. I saw
Hold on,
30,000,
hold on.
and
My bad.
no, the reason why I say that's impressive is because probably the majority of the 30,000 are 09ers, new people to the scene, and I'm hoping that the word will spread like wildfire. I'm like, because the hype that the crowd created behind these matches, I hope, you know, we finally will have an equal footing to the first-person shooter games and the real-time strategy games and so forth. That's what I'm hoping this will evolve to, you know, because I mean, even though that people may not understand exactly what's happening, they can understand when somebody gets to knock the fuck out, though. You know, so
and a couple of years ago, like, online streaming's only really gotten to the forefront now, like in the past year or so. And with first-person shooters and pro gamers and that kind of thing, they've been doing streams for like 5-6 years, and we're kind of catching up here. But we now it's a lot easier to do online streams with sort of equipment.
And I was thinking about like what's happened since 4 came out. Like if you look at all the good new players, like you got Zangief and Shiza in the top 8, and you got guys like Lamerboi and Tatsu and Ryder, Juicebox, BananaKen. Like these guys all did really, really well today. And that's like the whole new generation that's gotten
fucking
in.
Jukebox.
This last year.
Let's talk about that, man. That's another character I did not expect to see in the top 16. Two Kens in the top 16. You know, and I'm going, man, because I actually am a fan of Ken. I'm a flowchart Kenner. I'm just going to put that out there. But, you know, and I thought, but I thought now we'll never see him, you know, in the tops of, you know, any semifinals, anything. And then there you go, you know, BananaKen and Dr. Chaos put on the show, and even though that they both lost, I don't think they lost because of the limitations of the character. I think they lost because they got outplayed, you know. And so, I mean, so that was good to see, you know. But it was nice to see the rich diversity of players and the characters that the players use. I want to go back to Justin again, because we talked about his match versus the Taiwanese player, GamerBee, but we should really talk about, because you know what, you know, GamerBee should rant and hug Zangief for this, because really,
she shook Justin.
Yeah,
bad.
I have never seen Justin mindfucked.
I was gonna say
anybody except
before. But
Justin's
before
got
the game started,
the penchant for like dramatic matches and dramatic games, but he got really wrecked those first games. He didn't expect that kind of play at all, I don't think.
You know why?
I mean, you could see his face, dude. Like, but before the game started, you could see, like, I've never ever seen Justin that scared or nervous before a game, and this was before even game 1 of the GamerBee match.
Right.
He was already wiping his face. He was already sweating.
He was sweating. Yeah, I was noticing. I'm like, this dude never sweats. What are you talking?
Let me tell y'all something about that kid, though. I mean, even in games that he don't even touch, you would think that he played the game all his fucking life. I'll give you a good example. I had to play him in Magaro Mark of the Wolves and fucking King of Fighters 12 at final round. This motherfucker don't play the games, bro. But yet still, he knew how to use certain tactics to keep you away from him, to keep the momentum in his favor. It's just fucking crazy. And I've been playing these games for years. But today, man, we saw a scared little boy, man. You know? Like fresh meat in jail.
Like, I mean, it rocked him. He was able to recover for the most part for some games, but he got rocked pretty bad. And then in the GamerBee match, it kind of came to a head.
I mean, what the fuck Evil Genius gonna do to him now, bro? What they gonna do? Drop him? I mean, I'm gonna tell you something about this whole situation.
And I know something that we should talk about though is
LeBron.
We'll talk about that later. But I say this much:
this little drama right here, this little saga reminds me of the LeBron effect. Hold on, this girl might be ready now. Hold on.
Okay, hey, put your mic on mute because I heard you talking like on the phone.
Hey, fucker.
Yeah. All right, but you know, one thing I should take is that if anything, I know that Daigo is favored to win.
Huh?
Shut the fuck up.
All right. Anyway, I know that Daigo's favored to win tomorrow, but if anything, he should be put on notice because after the close match that he had versus Lamerboi, ain't nothing free.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that to this day there are people going to be saying that, oh man, Daigo put GamerBee in losers and all that. But yeah, but you know what? It ain't over until it's over. I mean, how many times? Daigo knows that. Justin knows that. It ain't over until you see KO on the screen.
Hey, and just recently in that the Nagoya Street Battle, Daigo lost. He did not win. So I mean, he's fully capable of losing, just like everybody else.
You need to get over that stigma. But
yeah,
it's kind of hard to mentally break him too.
It's just
But
like when Warren and
entirely possible.
I don't think you really need to mentally break him. I think that you just got to outplay him. I mean, he makes mistakes, he makes guesses, and some of those guesses are right. A lot of them are right, and some of them are wrong. And you just got to make sure that you make him pay for it. You know, I mean, it's not really rocket science here. It's just a lot of people get cold hands. You know, I mean, just like with any major tournament, especially when the spotlight is on you like that. You know, but. I mean, I still got to think, Zangief, man, I need to get that dude on the radio because I want to ask him, I'm like, okay, you always go into a tournament and you want to do the best you can. But not everybody goes in a tournament thinking, I'm going to win it. You know, they just hope to place high. Let's cut the BS. I know they said this how to say you're supposed to have the attitude where you're supposed to go in and you're supposed to win it all, but that's not how everyone thinks.
That's not really how it should be. Like with poker, most people should take a poker mentality to this kind of thing. Like when they're in tournaments, like I want to cash in this tournament. Now with fighting game tournaments, that's usually like I want to get top 8 or I want to get top 3. Mm-hmm. But most people should have that kind of mentality because consistently doing that is a lot more lucrative, I guess, a lot more fulfilling than just winning one tournament and just fucking up everything else.
Right, I mean, because when I think about it though, is now Zangief, we got a Zangief in the top 8.
Yo, I gotta tell you, like when I found out what happened to Zangief, like in the nerfs and stuff, I thought for sure, like no, even less than at the previous EVO, would there be any chance that Zangief would get top 8? And last time I thought there was no chance. You know? Here he is. Here he is. Yeah.
Zangief, I mean, he broke Justin's will. I mean, I've never seen that before, and I can tell that because when Justin threw out those 2 random ultras versus GamerBee, I'm like, he's done.
Right.
He got flustered. Yeah. I think that if GamerBee faced him in a different situation, like maybe if he faced him in winners, I don't know how that turns out. I don't think he wins that game, but he was really messed up when he faced GamerBee, and I think that win was match situational. Not taking it away from him naturally, but it.
But you know what? To a certain extent, all wins are situational.
That's definitely true.
You know, it's because if one thing flows to another, there's always stuff going on that influences the match from what happened previously. You know, and so, but you know. You're right. You know, we do this again. Justin might have cleaned his clock. We know it's always a possibility. You know,
the main thing is just GamerBee is just so good at reading in general. Like I can't process it. Having to go through that again. Like, how would it turn out? It's very odd.
And I have to, you know what, we would be remiss if we don't mention the people that have gotten knocked out. But I mean, let's not take away from what they did. You know, again, you know, rising over 1,700 people ain't something you can really do every day. So, I mean, props out to Edmond because Edmond showed me a really, really mean and shiesty jury. That was really fun to watch, and so that was fun. And Rico Suave, he put up a hell of a fight. I think it was he faced Chiquito, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And of course Chiquito lost. you know, and so I mean, there's a lot of great characters. You know, yeah, Alex Valle, a lot of characters that have a lot of players that did not make it to top 8, but their accomplishments should not be overlooked because what they accomplished to get to that point is gigantic, you know, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that. So, I mean, I think that what are some other things? Let me try to think. I'm sorry, I worked today, so I didn't get a chance to start watching. Well, I didn't get a chance to start watching until about 4, but then I think that's about when it started anyway.
That's when it started
Yeah,
picking
that's when
up.
it started. Yeah.
Yeah. So, David, what other matches stood out in your mind that we should talk about?
I mean, for me, the biggest match, I mean, I know we already went over it a little bit, but it was still Justin versus Zangief. Like being a former Zangief player and having played Zangief against Justin a lot, that's a rough match for Zangief, or you know, at least that's how Justin plays.
Mm-hmm.
And Zangief really got in there. He used footsies really, really well. He cornered Justin and didn't make any very stupid decisions when he got in there. You know, he didn't let him out of the corner very much. He really just played great. And I would love to have seen like what he would have been like if he was this good a year ago when he had vanilla Zangief. Like how good would he have been? I think it would have been pretty awesome to see.
You know what? I was shocked to see a Zangief player, you know, get the top 8. Obviously, when I watched that match between him and Justin, that is the smartest Zangief I pretty much have ever seen.
Oh, I definitely think that he's the best Zangief that the U.S. has produced so far, for sure.
So, do you know Vance personally? Do you know?
I've just met him once. Don't know him very well.
Mm.
You know, he lives up in NorCal. I'm in SoCal, so we only see each other a few times. But every time I've seen him, he's always performed really well, beaten top players. He's actually not a young guy. He's in his late 20s, so he takes things pretty maturely, and he can deal with pressure situations pretty well. So, you know, I mean, you saw that today, I guess.
So, you know what? This is sort of a related issue because this involves both Zangief and Shiza and a few others. I think that we can put the whole joystick player versus pad player.
That's one of the main things that I wanted to talk about tonight.
I think we need to really put that to bed.
I think we just have to stop talking about that. Like, I think it's got to be like, oh, he uses a Japanese stick, or he uses a bat top stick, or he uses American layout versus Japanese button layout. You know, it's like something you talk about. It's kind of interesting to know, but it's irrelevant for gameplay.
It's a matter of preference.
Yeah,
just a matter of preference.
I think that's, and I mean, I think that maybe this will be the year where a game playing with a Game Pass stigma will finally die. You know, and because now that we have seen players on the big stage, the most important stage in the Street Fighter tournament, and you see them using pads now. When people come around with pads, you can, you know, you're not going to assume anything. You're not going to assume, hey, you know, they must not know how to play because they play with a pad, you know. So that's a good thing, and it is gratifying to see that. It's a long time coming for a lot. I know a few pad players when I was living in St. Louis. They used to play. They played Marvel 2 on Dreamcast pad, you know, and they were doing all the combos. You know, they were playing Santhrax and MSP and MSS, and they were still pulling off all of the combos and everything with Mags and Sentinel and so forth. So it was not a handicap for them, you know. And they both, and the two players that I'm friends with, they can both play on stick, but their preference is playing on Dreamcast pad, you know. So, you know, but you know, we've gone to competitions and they've done fine, you know, with playing on stick. So
yeah, I mean, I've met really good pad players too, and I always used to recommend that they pick up stick. And in fact, in a few cases, I got people to pick up stick, and they're good players now. And one of my main arguments was, you know, you can't do things like Zangief 720s on a joystick, or you can't do things like crazy Viper combos on a joystick. And like now you see that two of the best, or yeah, you can't do things like lightning legs on a pad. But all these things are like what the best pad players in the US do are 720s, Chun-Li lightning legs, and crazy Viper combos. You know, so it's like that whole stigma is totally gone for me.
Well, same for me. I mean, well, it's never really been there. I've never really underestimated someone due to them playing on the pad, you know. You know, tomorrow we got some matches coming up, you know, top 8. And before I get into the top 8, looking at the list, I'm sorry, I don't have the list in front of me because, you know, it hasn't been posted in one spot yet.
The fuck was that?
It's actually, it's on Event Hubs, eventhubs.com. They, on their most recent post, have the top 8 for Street Fighter 4 for tomorrow.
Quick
and
type.
a whole list of battle logs of like the interesting matches for today.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question out there. The streamers out there that are in the RC channel, they're listening to the show. Thank you very much. You know, I know there's another show airing concurrent to ours, you know, so thank you for tuning in. Let me ask you guys a question out there. Looking at top 8 for Super Street Fighter 4, are you satisfied with the level of competition in top 8? So, because I'm not going to ask, well, are the people in top 8 deserve to be there? Well, of course they deserve to be there. They won. You know, that's a stupid question to ask. But I said, what do you guys think? You know, I think that top 8, I like the top 8 for the diversity and the fact that there are some people that are up and coming, that they're finally showing what they have and finally coming out their shell and really showing what they got. This is like Hell's Kitchen, but for video games. I mean, if anyone has watched Hell's Kitchen, the pressure is immense. That dude that says Gordon yells at you and curses you out and calls you every name in the book. But then again, the winner of that competition is going to be a head chef in his own restaurant. Do you think he's going to hire a jackass? You know, so, I mean, seriously, so, I don't know. I mean, I am very happy with it, but I'm interested in hearing from people out there that are listening right now. Are you pretty happy with, B-Gamer says that he feels like the half of the people there will be free versus Daigo. I don't know. I don't know. Because he you know, the odd makers would say that you're absolutely right, but the odd makers will probably lost a hell of a lot of money because of Justin being out, and then Sanford being out, Yipes being out, and the list goes on and on and on. The people that you thought would be a shoo-in for top 8, Ryder is out, you know. So
hey, what was the issue with Sanford again? They did a very poor job of communicating that.
For what I understood, during the match, Sanford hit the pause button, and of course the rule is if you hit the pause button, you forfeit that round. So, and since the guy was already up by a round, he took the first game, and I don't know what happened. Why they stopped playing all of a sudden?
Yeah, the second one was the more confusing.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure what happened there.
Because
there was a lot of miscommunication going on there. It's just really weird. Very confusing.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened. But I mean, as to your question, like whether we're disappointed with the top 8, yeah, I really don't get how you can be disappointed with these players. They're like the top 0.05% of the people who entered Super Street Fighter 4. Like 8 out of like 1,600 and something people is like 0.5%. So I mean, they're not bad. You know, they had to win. I think somebody said like 7. If they're in winners, they had to win like 7 straight matches just to get from pools to where they are now. Not even counting pools. So I mean, you can't do that and be a bad player. And if you look at these players, like Vance has been doing great in California. Mike Ross been doing great. Ricky been doing great. Shiza been really good. Henry, the last relatively recent period of time, has been really good in the Northeast. And I don't know how GamerBee and Infiltration do in their home countries, but I assume that they're really good. I mean, they sure look like it.
They're the dark horses, essentially.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, you know what? This is the ugly side of evolution that unfortunately we have to contend with. Okay.
What did you do?
No, it looks like someone stole Daigo's stick.
Me.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Yeah, that's really sad. I'm every year that happens, and every year you hope it's not going to happen again, but you know,
Oh,
what are you
I
going
mean,
to do?
and you know
Yeah.
what? And you know what? And the thing about it is that it's
There's totally Mike
they're not
Ross
going to
trying to get
find
the advantage.
they're not going to find a secret serum like for venom or something in there, and they were like, okay, just set your, just go and inject yourself with it, and off you go.
No,
You
of course
know,
not.
Come on, I mean, there's nothing secret about his stick. All right, he plays on the stick that's given to him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he has his own stick. I'm just saying that, but a lot of the tournaments he just plays on the stick that's given to him, and I mean, come on now. I mean, jeez, I mean, really, I mean, it's just, it bothers me. It bothers me because, you know what, in a sense, it makes us Americans look bad. You can't go to a tournament, you can't turn your head without someone swiping your shit. I mean, that's just the
How would they even
unfortunate
get up
side.
there? That's the thing.
No idea. With all of the chaos that happened
Oh
towards
yeah,
the end
the
of that.
bouncers suck. I'm just gonna throw that out there. They're terrible.
Yeah,
They're
I
not
mean,
getting paid, but they shouldn't. They should pay EVO to start doing that job now because they are really bad at it.
Well, okay, I didn't hear who sucks now.
The bouncers, if they can let fucking Ski up on stage,
Oh.
they're just, no. Oh yeah, about Ski. Why was he so salty to Justin at the end of the stream there? About how everyone in top
I
eight
went
get pissed, but
to
not
grab my
Justin.
tea, and he must have said something because when I came back, everyone was on my ski, and I'm like, what did he say? But I missed it, so.
Basically, what he said is he was talking about something about how the top eight get sticks and how Justin doesn't get one now, that kind of thing.
oh yeah.
Kind of random out of left field thing. Not
You
even-
know, in the chat forum, the Gambit is totally right, or I assume he's right. Like, I doubt the person who stole it knew it was Daigo's stick. Like, it's probably not saying like Daigo on the stick. It's probably just a stick, and
yeah.
somebody wanted a stick, and it happened to have been Daigo's.
Yoink.
There you go.
His fault for leaving it about. I mean,
Yeah, of
let's
course.
be honest here.
I mean, having been to tournaments for so long, even console tournaments here and in Europe and stuff, he knows the drill.
But
I'm sorry it happened, but
aren't the TE6 like 30% off? Isn't there a promotion going
There's
on
a
right
pretty
now?
big promotion, yeah, that Markman stacked up.
30% off is no small chunk of change. So basically, you can get a TE stick for under $100.
Yeah, they've been on sale a couple times, but those are like now would be a prime time to get one since it's in your head,
I'm thinking about getting one for my PS3.
and you get an awesome keychain too.
I mean, I have a Saimetsu for my X360, which I'm pretty happy with. So, I have the Hori 3 EX Saimetsu, and it's pretty cool,
That one's fine.
Yeah, so. But,
Good on Evo for landing a bunch of nice sponsors for the stream too. Before I forget.
and also good on Level Up for not limiting itself to the Stickum stream. It also went to Ustream when the other
Thank
stream
you.
was doing poorly.
Thank you, Lord, because you know what?
Thought that was really good.
Level Up did a really good job. There's always like a few hiccups with like a live stream of this magnitude and for this length, but it was like you could count all the errors like on one hand.
Right. I mean, when it counted, the stream was perfect.
Yes.
Which was at the
Absolutely.
very end. That the stream was perfect. And let's give it up to the Evolution staff. Alienware, I didn't know they did monitors. I mean, come on.
Alienware does very good monitors.
I'm
Actually.
like, I thought they just some manufacturing plant in Arizona that makes that take Dell computers and put their own patch on there and say, hey, okay, here's your Alienware.
Dell actually bought them because they were making like
Oh.
the hefty laptops and the desktops, that kind of thing. I actually had an M17X that I won in a contest. They don't mess around. They're beefy as fuck. They're overpriced a fair amount too, but they're pretty hefty computers, just in general. And then their monitors are solid too.
Nep, I didn't mean anything about Arizona. I mean, it's not like it's the most biggest state in the country right now or anything like that. Nor do they pass unconstitutional laws or anything. I mean, they're great. They're great. They are very open-minded and very caring about the people that live in their state. And I say that with the heartmost sincerity.
Heartmost? It's not even a fucking word.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad it's not a word because
sounds gay.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is unrelated, but I want to bring it up anyway. Lamerboi got really screwed in terms of the brackets.
Oh yeah? Did he have a hard road?
He had 2 Dhalsims that he had to go. It was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, some people got the short end of the straw, didn't they? I'm like, man, I can't just, fighting 2 Dhalsims in a row. It's like it was basically you're being told that no, this ain't your year.
This ain't your time.
It's like, I mean, it's an annoying match, but
taking out Sabin, that was.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a terrible match or anything. Like he wasn't Zangief and didn't go up against 2 Sagats. He went up against like some bad matches, but definitely, I mean, yeah, he beat Sabin, so he can definitely overcome it.
Kudos to him.
You know what? Actually, I actually said this 2 months ago. I had Arturo on the stream, and I asked him. I said, since that Sim got so much better in Super, I mean, do you feel like this is your tournament to lose? I was referring to Evolution, and I mean, I really do think that I thought that Art had a good chance of actually winning Evolution. So I was a little bit surprised when he lost, because when he lost, I seen him fight Guile before and he decimated them. I mean, I think I've seen him fight Dominion's guy. I mean, and he does not really have a big. And he wrecked Lamerboi, I think, the first round and whatnot. What is up with that? That's something that the commentators have been saying. Something that's been saying a lot of players got put out today, but the players that got put out raped their opponent the first round, and then
they come back after they adjusted.
I mean, it's wow. I mean, it's the battle of the adjusters, because man, seriously, I'm like, wow, cool, and then all of a sudden, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Yeah,
I mean,
the momentum entirely changes. Like it happened to Justin too. Like when he lost the first game, first round, he ganks him. He's like, oh, we're back to normal. It's okay. And he gets just back to the same old stuff. It's like constant back and forth.
So since everyone is talking about that Daigo's tournament to win now, out of the 7 people in the top 8, which person has the best chance of beating him? If you're playing, if you're the odds maker, who would you? A lot of people think that Henry Sen can do it.
I think I don't know. Like I think a lot of those players have a pretty decent chance. I think Mike Ross can do it. He plays against great Ryus, a great Ryu anyway, in Valle pretty frequently. He knows that match. I wouldn't be surprised if GamerBee can do it. Like largely for the same reason that Daigo has lost to or done well or poorly against console characters in the past. Like there are characters that
he doesn't play against anymore, does he? Like he's never.
No, I don't know that he's played against a good Adon. And we've seen in last EVO, Justin did well with Faye. There was that tournament in France where Daigo lost to a Rose player. And these are characters he doesn't have much experience against. So I would not be surprised if somebody like GamerBee or maybe Infiltration with Jury or something like that came along and put him out.
So what is it going? You know what? I don't like asking it that way.
Actually, now that I think about it, this is it's really not his tournament to win anymore.
I don't think so at all. Yeah.
Because one of those slots was expected to be Justin. You think it was going to be that. He's played him enough that he can kind of a coin flip, but kind of in his favor. Now, there's a lot of people in there that he doesn't really get, I guess, would be the best way to put it. You can't really put a beat on him.
Right. I mean, look at, like, say Daigo wins, and then in the next round, he faces either Zangief or Ricky Ortiz. And, like, I'm not confident for Zangief or Ricky Ortiz, but I like their chance. I think that they both have decent chances. Rufus is one of the best characters in the game. Vance seems like he just beat Justin after all.
He's the evil genius's killer, apparently, if he beats Ricky.
That's true, yeah.
You know, something I want to talk about, some people were talking about GamerBee was put into losers by Daigo, but if you really think about it, that's an advantage for GamerBee, because this is the perfect storm. You play against possibly the best person, the person you're going to have to beat to win the tournament. You lose, you learn more from losing than you do from winning. You get put into losers, you fight your way back to get back into top 8, now you have a night to sleep on it. I mean, this is all, so, you know, so you wake up the next day, and now you get a chance to learn from your mistakes. You have a new day, you're re-energized, you're coming with a new game plan, So, I mean, he could be eliminated by someone else. But I'm saying though that him losing against Daigo earlier may not be such a bad thing. You know, I really don't think so. I mean, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. He has to work hard to get to Daigo. But you know what? He's worked that much hard to get to where he is now. You know, again, top 8 out of 1,700 plus people is no small feat. He could lose. He can go 2 and out. And I'll go, okay, man, still, I mean, I still give him a big pat on the back because of what he has accomplished with a character that he's, really, that's the thing, though. He's still really learning the character. I mean, no one's going to master no character in 10 weeks.
Yeah, there's only so many tricks he can pull out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and that's another thing. I mean, has he pulled off all of his tricks? You know, because maybe he didn't go 10-10 against. I know people be thinking, oh, that's crazy talk. But you know, if you know that this is going to be a player that you're going to have to face, possibly in the finals, you know, maybe it is. You know, you may not want to put everything out on the table yet. Not to say that you're not going to try your best. But
you're gonna go with what works. You play a lot tighter than you normally would, which is what I think he did against Justin.
You know, and yeah,
like, you might get fancier, but I don't know.
So,
it's too much.
You know what? I think. I want to record this chat stream because if Daigo loses tomorrow, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have a special show. I'm gonna go back and reread all of these messages from tonight.
Like, I told you, suck my balls, I told you.
You know. Yeah, that is an asshole move. You know what? Hey, you know what? David, what state you live in? You live in California, right?
Me? I'm in LA.
Yeah. What do you think about the mass influx of Street Fighter gamers moving to California?
Is it really a mass? I mean, there's.
I really think so. Because
like
every day
Justin,
I find out,
Marn.
Yeah.
I heard Demon Hyo moved out here.
Yeah, I'm like, this
like 3 dudes.
He's a Philadelphia player, wasn't he? I mean, what is up? I mean, I guess mass will be over. I mean, we're overdoing it just a bit, but it's mass considering the level of play that is moving to California. I think is substantial.
I mean, here's the thing. For me. I got a whole superiority complex about how great SoCal is versus the whole rest of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I lived anywhere else, I would try to move here. I'm glad that most people don't because it's already kind of crowded. But I fully understand. I mean, especially somebody like Justin and Marn who are trying to make their money in the video game industry. You know, whether as like competitors or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is where you want to be. It's in LA or the surrounding areas, NorCal to some extent too. No, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you know, I'm going to visit a friend down in California, and The thing about it that scares me is that not my friend is that I may not come back.
Your friend scares you?
No, I'm saying what scares me is that I may not come back to up to here to Seattle. I might just tell my boss, you know what, take that hot dog and stick it up your candy, bleep, you know, and you can go, you know. I mean, just like you know, take my stuff off and go and sell it give it to the Goodwill and just call it a day, you know. I mean, so, but. Because you know, I used to live in California. I used to live in Mid-Cal.
I'm sorry.
my own. That's my own little. You know, I used to live in Sacktown. You know.
All right.
Lived there for about almost 2 years, and then I moved out to Michigan, which is don't ever move to that state. I mean, that's like.
Don't worry about it, dude.
How did you get there?
I took a bus.
So.
You know, yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake, and then I moved out here to Washington State. I really like here in Washington. I really like it here in Washington. One for a couple of reasons. Well, first of all, the weather is beautiful. I mean, it's a hidden secret here, but during the summer, very few places in the country beat Seattle weather.
Seattle's a great city. I'm not going to say anything bad about that.
Philadelphia's weather sucks. It makes me sad.
I mean, there's no mosquitoes where I am, at least, and I mean, temperature. Like, we had a heat wave where we got up to 95, but then, like, tomorrow we'll be getting to, like, maybe 64, maybe if that. So a heat wave lasts like 3 days, and then it drops 20, 30 degrees.
I think everyone got hit with that heat wave. Like, the Northeast got drilled with it. Like, in Philly, like, there was no reason to go out because it was like, it really felt like 100-degree weather.
No.
That is just.
I used to live in Vegas, and I'm going, you know what, never again. You know, I have a running joke. When I moved to Las Vegas, before I moved to Las Vegas, I was white. Now I got tan so much, I'm a Negro now. and I mean, seriously, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great to visit. You go there, you see all the gambling casinos, you stay at the Caesar's Palace and whatnot.
Hey,
you
read my mind because that's where I'm going for my 21st birthday in like a month.
Yeah, I mean, everyone goes there for their 21st birthday. It's like the Mecca. You know, you go there, you talk to the to the top class whores. I think you have a different plan than I do.
Hey, but
my plan is to eat everything, and that don't even say that. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna say it's a nice word choice.
You know what? I mean, it's serious.
But yeah, like I was in Vegas last night. It was 105 degrees when we walked out of EVO last night. It was 105 degrees outside at midnight.
I just worry about the Ebola, you know, like it happened last year, where basically 3/4 of the people that attended, they came down to some type of weird virus, and but anyway, yeah, I am going to Evolution next year, no, I am not going to be on the commentating booth. I cannot commentate games worth shit, so don't.
You got to do the Gus Johnson.
No, because all you're gonna hear me, it says round one goes to what's his face. That's me.
He throws him. He puts an attack out. He gets hit by it.
Yeah, like ooh yeah, good.
That's all the Ski was doing. So it doesn't even matter.
Ski is he's an awesome commentator. It's just that Ski is like Favre. He is the greatest possible, but man, his voice goes, man. I'm like, dang it. You know, every time I listen to Ski commentate, it's always after he lost his voice. I need to listen to him when he's first on the mic.
Got to see him on the first day.
So you're saying he's like the Michael Buffer of commentating EVO. That's what you're trying to say.
You know, but they had some good commentators. I mean, I like the fact that, you know, that they saved Seth Killian for a Super 4, because I really think that he should be.
Yeah, you know what? I really, really like the team of him and, I don't know the dude's name, Midwest white guy. The other Midwest white guy. Other than so not Keats, not Seth Killian. There was a third one.
Yeah, there's another white guy got a little goatee.
Keats was terrible. He was the worst out of all of them. Let me lay that out right now.
Well, like I think it's really cool that they let people who have really different styles on there. Like that you had like Ski on there. Ski is really, really hype. You know, he'll get crazy. And you got guys who are like more analytical, like Seth or like James Chen. Like I tried to be like that. And I think it's like a really cool like set.
I just love sometimes I think the only problem with commentating on a game like this is you got to remember your audience. That 3/4 of your audience may not have played Street Fighter longer than a year. So you're talking about you start talking in code, talking about the negative edge on counter hit. you know, that led to the FADC Ultra. Yeah, you gotta remember. I mean, I'm like, oh my god.
Like,
I mean,
there's no time to explain it, though.
I mean, I'm going, what the heck, man? You know, but yeah, I mean, the commentating was really good tonight. I really enjoyed it. You know, they really had a nice team up there, and you know, and they rotated Ski out pretty. So he still got in there when it got really hype. You know, because his voice came back.
They got pretty lucky because like they pretty much had to have a revolving door of commentators just out of necessity, because that's what was like 5 hours of matches.
Yeah. You'll be dead air, and then what will happen is when you have the microphone just sitting there, then you can pick up on people's conversations that should not be aired.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter like how good you think you are at commentating. Like, at some point, you just run out of stuff to say.
You run out of steam. It goes.
You want to stop talking, your voice goes. I mean, it becomes hard to think about things. You know, you want to go to the bathroom. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good. I thought that they ran. Well, I guess it's still going on. They'll do the same tomorrow.
People out.
Let me talk about something that's been on people's minds even before Evolution. And I can't say much about it because I'm not part of it, but let's talk about Empire for a second. All right, so
God, why? Why?
A lot of people are saying that Triforce won because he set up the best. You know, he set up Justin to fail, something like that. Someone making a joke earlier, you know, that he paid off what's his GamerBee to, you know, take out Justin or what.
Well, I mean, Justin.
I see how it is. Because
GamerBee wasn't already trying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he wasn't already trying to win. I mean, come on.
No, but you know what? I'll say this much.
Explain what the beef is there, because I haven't been paying attention. I just know that Marn and them have been going back and forth, and I've been making fun of them for it.
I heard I heard during the commentating that Triforce was smiling when Justin lost.
That's right. Yeah, I think Ski said that.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, I honestly don't have anything. I mean, as I said on Bunkai's Corner, that's my little show now. You know, AlphaISM Radio still Ski show.
Sounds really creepy, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Everything I say sounds creepy, but no. But what I was saying though is I have no problem with Empire, but the only thing that irked me a bit is that when Triforce made a comment, and I think it's the East Coast Throwdown when he talking about, well, I got somebody in Empire making $50 an hour. Like, how many hours a month? 2? I mean, what I'm saying is that it is not realistic to think that you can make a living playing video games. A very small minority of people,
Justin,
can make that, can do that. But
yeah, I mean, in the U.S., it's basically Justin.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I mean, as far as fighting games go.
Right. And I mean, even with the other leagues, even the legit leagues, really, it is just stupid to really think that you can make a living doing that. You cannot, because no matter how good you are,
it just depends on, you know, it depends on what the game is and like where you're living. Like if you're in Korea, yeah, you can make money. Or if you're like a first-person shooter gamer, like yeah, you know, you can make some money on that too.
Just depends. Yeah, but this is like the NFL.
It just depends what your thing is. Yeah.
And if you might be the king in your little world, but you know, you go out there on the field against people who are professionals, you realize, yeah, to the training mode I go.
And that's when you send the hookers to the hotel room the night before. That works out for you.
What did you just say?
You've never heard of that Lawrence Taylor trick? Come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How the great have fallen. No, but seriously though, I mean, I certainly would do it. Even if I had a gift for video games, which I do not, I would never consider doing that full time. That's a hobby.
I totally agree, dude.
It's a hobby, you know.
You'd have to grind out pretty much every tournament to even make anything above poverty line.
Yeah, because
I mean, like the thing is, you got to work a lot at it. Like for me, I think it would stop being fun. And like say you play professional video games for 10 years. Like that's like a long career, I would think. You're in it for a long time. You're doing it for 10 years. And then you're done. What do you do now? You don't have skills. Like what are you going to do?
With, exactly. What are you going to do for the future?
Rest of your life, yeah.
And my whole issue is that there is no one that's undefeatable. no matter how good they are. So
I think we figured that out tonight.
There you
right,
go. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying though is
That's right. You went to Subway. Yep.
I mean, let's take Justin, because Justin is probably the most successful at it. So if Justin is out. So let's say the next tournament he don't win that one either. All right, and because all of a sudden the Justin Wong factor takes a nosedive, and people realize that he's human, and so his advantage, his mental advantage that he's had over players in the past evaporates.
It's like when Fedor lost, if you think about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, no one pays attention to freaking soccer. Okay.
What?
Yeah, see, this is how little he pays attention to it, dude.
I'm talking about martial arts.
I'm just kidding.
I'm murdering you. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, that was kind of wrong.
You motherfucker.
But yeah, like I don't like this whole professionalization of the fighting game community, and
it's a bad idea.
I think it is. Like V Gambit points out that the people who make the most money in Korea even are the ones who run things, like who run the league. So exactly. I buy that the evil genius guy, I'm sure he'll make money off of this.
Exactly. I mean, it's a pyramid scheme in a sense.
Right,
it's like
but even for
marketing.
Studio traffic all over again.
I mean, the hardest people are the ones on the ground floor. People are at the bottom. The people at the top are just reaping the benefits of it without, having to lift a finger. So, so seriously, now if you're talking about having your own company, that's different. I mean, I have never been against someone working for themselves, no matter what you do.
Of course.
Unless you're doing something illegal or immoral or something. But, if you have your own business, that's something different. But if you're thinking that playing video games for a living is something that you could, it's just, it's no matter how good you are, there's always someone waiting in the wings that's just a little bit better. A little bit faster,
that isn't my only objection to it, to the whole professionalization either. Like, say this whole movement becomes really popular, and there are like a few different stables, and each one has good gamers, and most of the best players in the country are in these pro leagues now. Mm-hmm. Like those players are going to be able to step their game up to a gigantic extent because they're playing all the time. They can grind things out, figure things out faster, get used to doing things differently than I can, or that anyone else who's not doing it professionally can. And I kind of worry that if that trend continues, people who are not professionals will become irrelevant, like in professional sports. I mean, you got guys who play on the weekends, and they're just totally irrelevant. Nobody cares in even the slightest way. And I'd be worried that would happen to fighting games.
I'm actually scared that that's going to happen.
I think it might.
Are you saying that you're concerned that some people are playing just for the money and not so much?
No, I don't care. I don't care why they play.
Money.
Yeah, like right now people play for money. That doesn't bug me. It's that the people who get to play professionally will become so much better and will be followed so much more closely that if you're not playing it professionally, like you might as well not be playing on a competitive level, because your access to training and your ability to get better is going to be much, much less than somebody who is playing it professionally.
Wouldn't you?
You're just not going to be able to compete.
Would you say that? Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting there saying that the netcode for Super Street Fighter 4 is the best in the business, because it's not. But wouldn't you say that the fact that you can find legitimate competition online helps mitigate that to a certain extent?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but
because we've seen people like like Damien, and we see people like
DVG.
Yeah,
DVG.
Some people that have been playing nothing but online, but are able to take it off into the real world, and it translates pretty successfully. Although I can see what you're saying. I'm just hoping that the people who playing because they love the game will be just as
good as
maybe they practice just as hard, but then again, they don't have the incentive, as someone who's getting paid to do it.
Well, I mean, I think it's about how many hours you can play. Even if you're playing online, if you have a job, you only have so many hours you can play per day. Like I don't think that online versus offline is the issue. I just think it's that if you make it a professional thing, the people who are professional get to practice a lot more because it's what they do all day. Yeah, I think they get much better. And
I get bored too quick though, man. If I gotta do that all day long, man, I gotta do a lot of different little shit, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't play video games more than basically an hour at a time. You know, it's one of those things where I'm one of those people that gets just as much enjoyment watching top play because I know top play when I see it. I just can't replicate it myself. You know, so so for me, watching a great match to me that's just as much entertaining as playing. You know, when I play Street Fighter 4, when I play Super 4, I choose T-Hawk because he ain't that complicated. You know, and I can easily do the motion, so, you know, so there you go. I mean, unfortunately, he does not have the footsies. One thing, that's the thing, see, I was thinking about T-Hawk, and I was wondering why is he not as good as Gief? It's because if Zangief was playing T-Hawk, he would not be able to do all those footsies that he did against Justin. That just doesn't work with T-Hawk. I mean, it's just...
Well, standing roundhouse is a really great poke.
Yeah, but he does not have a safe way around
he's got
fireballs.
buttons. Like, I mean, I think T-Hawk has major problems, but I don't think it's his footsie game.
But the thing about it though is he has no way of getting around fireballs safely.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a huge problem. He has worse like pressure up close than Zangief does. Yeah, I mean he has big problems, but yeah, I don't know. I think he can trade buttons.
Yeah, I mean because it's like that's that's the one thing that frustrates me when I play him is because when you do a fireball spam, I mean okay, so I could either block, jump over them, and then just wait until I just fall on a super or an ultra, or I can try to do. Man, it's hard to do, but try to do a tiger knee hawk dive so I don't go straight into a dragon punch or have them block it, and then I'm just sitting there and just being sliced cheese. I mean, it's really hard to get in with someone, with T-Hawk and try not to get zoned out. He doesn't really have a good, safe way of getting in, and that it's just it breaks my heart. Maybe they'll fix him in the super version of arcade,
Yeah, he'll probably get some buffs.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, well, at least allow me to FADC his hawk dive. At least that if it gets blocked, I can just FADC, no harm, no foul, and then I can go into a mix-up or whatnot.
But then, according to the tier horror researchers, they'll say that's too broken.
Be broken.
There shouldn't have been no reason that T-Hawk shouldn't have been able to FADC his fucking hawk, his upper hawk, his GP. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at least give him some invincibility frames up into the height of his jump. Of his yeah. I mean that's too much to ask. I guess it is.
It ain't too much to ask. I mean, but you got to remember who we're pretty much talking to right now, man. You know what I'm saying? We all understand that that's what T-Hawk need, but they're gonna have those people gonna be like, "Oh, that's too broken."
Well, I don't know. He doesn't if I'm a T-Hawk player, I'm not worried about my Dragon Punch. I don't think that's the issue. His defense isn't his problem. Why are you gonna pressure T-Hawk? Why bother? It's too risky. What if you get Yeah. So I don't think that his Dragon Punch is the issue. It's his hawk dive is horrendous. His jump is terrible. He walks slowly. Condor Spire is not very useful. So
not useful.
Make changes like that.
It's a good whiff though.
His focus attack must be literally the slowest in the game.
Focus attack is terrible. Yeah. Yeah, dash is slower than his walk. That is true.
Gosh. Someone said his dash is slower than his walk.
It's true. He's not making that up.
You know what? I think that we've been hearing how a lot of the characters got toned down between the beta, Super 4, and the final. I think that I would not be surprised if Capcom has 2 or 3 different versions of every character. They gave us the weakest version because they don't want to risk it being broken. But then we'll hold these 2 versions in check just in case if they turn out to be too weak, we'll just plug them into the arcade version. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've definitely heard that before the game came out, The tier list was really different, and the T-Hawk was a good character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't want to make it seem like he's bad. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's like low mid, like, but not a big deal. He can beat people. Does he like win many matchups? I don't think so. But that doesn't mean that, you know, you're a bad character, in my opinion.
Yeah. So
I definitely like him to get some buffs, but I don't think you need to go crazy on it.
Right. I mean, I'm not asking for the world, just a few kicks in, because you know what? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I can't wait till the arcade version of Super 4 come out, because I think that the game will get better still. You know, there's still some stuff. There's still some bugs in the game. There was one. What was going on? Someone was dizzy, and then someone did a level 2 focus, and it totally whiffed.
Oh yeah, that happens to some characters.
It happened on the big screen, and people were like, "What?" And I forgot the 2 characters that was involved.
And there's some random other things, like if you're Hakan and you stun Dudley, you cannot do 720. It just will not. It doesn't matter if you're close or far. Just doesn't work out. So yeah, like there are little weird things like that.
Man, there's some things that there's some bugs that they still need to.
Motherfuckers are ready to put this shit on YouTube, dog.
Of course, man. I mean that's what, you know, this is a good age to be living in. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you know, 5 years ago we'd be watching RSC chat, just 2 or 3 years
Right,
ago.
yeah.
We'd be watching RSC chat, we'd be like, man, I can't wait to see that, but then you won't see it for 7 months, and then 7 months later, no one would care, right?
True.
You know,
That's true. I remember that.
I mean,
That
it's
was
good that we're able
fucking
to watch that, you know, and I'm glad that you know, the SRK staff isn't like, well, yeah, we're going to show you all the way to top 8, and then after that, we're not showing anything else. You know, because I think that, you know, I'm glad that they ain't going that route either. You know, so I'm glad we're going to see it all. And
speaking of the top 8 tomorrow, I don't know if you guys can see what the matchups are. It's on. I'm just looking on eventhubs.com. They have the matchups tomorrow. What do you guys think is going to be the result, like, for each of those 4 matchups?
Let me take a look here. Event Hubs.
And the motherfuckers making excuses for Justin. Oh, he's nervous. He's sweating.
Whose fault is
He
that?
got fucking beat, man.
I mean, even if you're right, whose fault is that? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's not an excuse, you know.
It's his fault. He got outbeat, man. I mean, and I'm not saying that in a hating standpoint. I'm saying as in, you know, motherfuckers can bleed too, man.
great. My browser just froze up. Hold on.
All right, so the first one is Daigo versus Mike Ross in winners.
Oh,
and
man.
and Zangief versus Ricky Ortiz in winners. If you got those 2 matchups.
I give Mike Ross a chance. Because this is me giving me my expert analysis. Someone that don't play shit. I like the fact that E Honda is never out of any fight because of the vitality he has and the amount of damage he can do. And I think that I don't know how much experience Daigo has playing against Honda of Mike Ross's caliber.
Oh my god, he missed his chance to be on G4 TV, dog. Oh! I just thought about that.
I mean, look, there are really good Hondas in Japan. It's not like Ross is the only one. You know?
Is there? Because I mean, I've never seen. I guess I've never.
Yeah,
seen
they got really good ones. Like Akimo, I remember he teamed up with Mago and I think Tokido, maybe somebody else, at one of those major tournaments. And like Mago invited him in because he knew that Akimo was like able to handle, you know, pretty much anything that would come along. So yeah, like Daigo definitely has experience against Hondas.
So that might go to Daigo. So the second one was.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I think Daigo makes it out.
Is it possible for somebody to sell their spot to somebody else, or they disqualify themselves?
It's disqualified. Yeah, I remember that coming up one time. Maybe not an EVO, but some tournament like a few years ago. Yeah, you get disqualified.
Damn.
What's the next one? Zangief versus who?
Zangief versus Ricky Ortiz. They play each other all the time up in NorCal. Sure, they both know how that matchup goes.
Man, that's a toss-up, isn't it?
That is. Like, it's, you know, people keep thinking that Gief versus Rufus is a bad match for Rufus. It's not really anymore. Like, maybe there's a tiny advantage for Gief, but it's, like, kind of negligible, I think. I don't know, personally, I'm gonna go with Vance. Like, considering what he did against Justin, I thought he looked really, really solid. So.
Oh, okay. So what's the next one? I agree with you. I would take Vance too.
And then in losers, the first one up is Henry Sen against GamerBee.
Oh man.
So E Honda and Dhalsim against that Adon. I don't know how Honda Adon goes.
That was going to say, does Jaguar kick B headbutt?
I have no idea.
Anyone that knows that question, let me know.
Yeah, if anybody in the stream knows, or in the IRC knows. I know mostly how Dhalsim versus Adon goes. I've played a lot against Baye's Adon, or a bit at least, not a lot. I've played a lot against James Chen's Adon, and I think it's pretty even. But I think it's really the kind of thing where you got to know what you're doing. If you're Dhalsim, it seems like it's really bad at first. You can figure it out, but I just don't think that Sen is going to have enough time to figure it out. Assuming he goes Dhalsim, which maybe he won't. Maybe he'll go Honda.
So I'm assuming that Don has can Jaguar kick Seam's limbs, or at least propel him forward over his fireballs, and he
goes over fireballs. Like his ultra goes. I forget which ultra is the anti-fireball one. I guess Ultra 1 makes it so he can't fireball. That Jaguar Tooth off the wall thing seems really annoying at first. But you can beat that with back roundhouse. You can slide under Jaguar kicks. He's got a lot of tools to deal with Adon stuff.
But you just got to know when to use them.
Got to know it, yeah. I mean, I guess Sen's more likely to go with Honda, but I don't really have much insight on that.
I'm gonna give this one to GamerBee just because I don't know if I don't know if anyone's really ready for him right now. I mean, that's not. It's one of those things where I think that by the time that, as you said, by the time that Sen adapts to what he's doing, it may be a little bit too late.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I don't know. I guess I doubt that Henry's had much practice.
Damn, look at the look on his face, yo.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the match again, bro.
Oh,
on Justin's face, dog. Yeah, dog.
Dude, like before it starts, right? Before the match starts, you can see it on his face.
Oh, Justin's
face.
Yeah.
Did he threaten to kill him? But he said, "If you win, I'm gonna bust your fucking face open." Or, I mean, what?
What's the last one?
The last one is to cavity. That the dive kick with Adon, Jaguar Tooth off the screen or off the wall. You can beat that with jump back drill. You can beat it with back roundhouse. If you're closer up, you can slide under it. You can super it. You can Ultra 1 it. You got a lot of options. So it's not the kind of thing that you can draw very often.
You don't want to spam it, but I guess it's probably pretty cool to do.
Yeah, I mean it's something that you use every once in a while.
Yeah.
But no, in general, I think it's better for him to use Jaguar kicks and instant air Jaguar kicks or focus dashing, that kind of thing.
By the way, should we talk about Adon? His throw range seems to be really good.
Yeah, it's one of the best, definitely.
I remember they were talking about that yesterday, that Chun-Li has a really good throw range. Rose probably has the best throw range. And I mean, but Adon, I seen that in his throw is actually, and not only that, it looks good too. But
yeah, I think the best ones are Rose and Adon and Dhalsim, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So for the last one, it's infiltration against Shiza. Infiltration using Akuma and Jury. Shiza the Chun-Li player.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that Chun-Li is not particularly great in this match. Does she have ways around the vortex? It was.
If Akuma knocks her down, that's definitely bad news.
I mean,
no doubt.
Because I was assuming that without meter, she's at his mercy because she can't.
Well, even if she has meter, man, if she has meter and she tries EX bird kick, that still loses to the dive kick.
Oh wow! Well, I guess that kills that. So, wow, that's gonna be a tough climb. That's gonna be a tough climb for Shiza. Not that.
It's not a bad match. Chun-Li still does okay. She can play footsies really well.
Yeah, I'll say this much. You know what? I think Chiza can win it. Even though the match isn't in his favor, because even though that Tokido didn't make top 8, I still think his Akuma is better than this dude's.
Yeah, that sounds right.
His Akuma has been solid. I forgot his name already. That tells you I have a memory of a mouse.
Infiltration?
Yeah, infiltration. His Akuma has been solid, but nothing about it will make me go, oh my gosh, I mean.
Yeah, I agree with that. I guess I'm gonna go Shiza. Like, I was really by Shiza for most of today. Like, I think it was this match against Daigo, one of his matches. Yeah, I guess it was Daigo. He looked like he was really nervous and wasn't really that into it, but other than that, I mean, he's looked really, really good. So, that's my pick.
So who's taking second place?
Second place?
Yeah. I know. I throw a curveball at you guys.
Exactly.
Okay, this is my prediction is Daigo.
Daigo second.
Daigo second, Takedo first.
Takedo's gone.
Takedo's out.
Yeah, no. I'm just joking. The fucking, you know what's crazy? For some reason, I think the fucking Chun-Li player with the pad, dog, might be 3, dog, top 3.
Second. Top 3.
Yeah, Shiza. Yeah, that would not surprise me.
What about what says you, David?
What's that? Second place. Man, that's a hard one. This is a good question.
Daigo's gonna be in the top 3 at least, and that right. Fucking kid with that fucking Chun-Li player is gonna be in the top 3 also.
I guess I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say Vance at second place. I'm gonna say Zangief.
Okay, my pick for second place is Mike Ross, and I'll tell you why. It's because I have watched this dude play in tournaments, and does he not do the clutchiest shit?
He'll be fun to watch, but I mean, you never know.
I mean, right, but what I'm saying when I've been watching him go down the wire in a lot of tournaments, and he pulls off some of the most clutchiest stuff. It never ceases to amaze me, and I think that he'll surprise some people. I think that no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
For me, here's the thing about Mike Ross. Like, if you look at his matches today, they were not that convincing. Like, he kind of he pulled a couple of ones out of his ass there. Like, he barely beat Dr. Chaos. Very close match against J.R. Rodriguez. So yeah, like he made it into winners, and he's a great player. But I guess I don't see him being second place.
These fags made a thread.
The reason why is people are asking me why did I not say Zangief, because I actually think that Zangief may win it.
Oh, I see.
Because I'm saying Zangief first, Mike Ross second, Daigo third.
I'm gonna say Zangief, or I'm gonna say Daigo first, Zangief second, GamerBee third place.
Oh my god! Y'all should look, check out this thread right here, man.
With me, I'm always going for the underdog. So there's like the odd makers are saying that I'm stupid beyond. Sabin versus GamerBee.
Here's
Where?
the question.
Where?
Who's going to win the women's tournament?
Where? Where?
Whatever, dude.
That I could tell you
Hey,
that
you know
that French chick, she's gonna win it.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. You want to bet?
That match is over.
Burn Your Bra is gonna fucking take it straight up, dog. The black chick.
That Chun-Li gal from France, she is going to win it.
You want to put money on it, dog?
I will put 50 cents on that.
It's gonna be free for her, dog. Straight up. Mark my words. Burn Your Bra. You heard it here first. DeadlyRaveNeo says that Sola, Burn Your Bra, is gonna fucking take that tournament, dog. She's gonna fucking sweep the motherfuckers. I'm telling you.
I gotta say, I don't
Spooky
care.
got 2,400 people watching his stream.
Oh, this stream,
He
yeah.
has more people watching his stream than we had super early.
Yeah, man. As far as the women's tournament goes,
And
I think the winner is gonna be like lack of self-respect.
GamerBee just won, just beat Sabin's Rose. Wow.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
So,
I mean, the thing is, if you don't know how to deal with Adon, and I'm not sure that Sabin does, he seems really, really good at first.
yes. Kayane,
I think he's a good character, but he seems like he has harder tricks to deal with than he ends up, I think, really having.
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there again. For the women's invitational, Kayane is you know what? That's her tournament to win.
No, Burn Your Bra is gonna fucking rape her.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
An American. Alright? She's American and she's black. And she's gonna fuck over that French girl. I mark my fucking words.
When you get through with your Martin Luther King speech, I'm just gonna go back to it is still
It's gonna real talk, she's gonna fucking take it, dog. I'm telling you. She's in the winners finals right now, dog.
I think that some black people have let certain things go to head because we got a black man in the White House.
No. I played with her. I seen her play. The girl gonna whip that French girl ass, bro. Real talk. Real fucking talk. Matter of fact, remember the girl we had on the show? That was her. That's who's gonna fucking take it.
Okay. Freaking crazy.
Mark my fucking words. I'm telling you. I'm not riding her dick. She's been playing as long as we've been playing.
Well, I'm not going to be watching. I'll have to find out later.
Oh, yeah, well, it's going to be fun to watch.
I mean, Neo, we always respect your opinions. Yeah, right, motherfucker.
That's bullshit. No, y'all fucking don't.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, she's going to win that shit. I know it.
She's going to win a consolation prize.
She's going to beat the fuck out of that. No, she's going to take the whole fucking tournament.
Hey, I mean, if she's American, I'm rooting for her. But
Exactly.
I
Be
just don't care.
patriotic for once in your fucking life.
Yeah.
Well, the French did give us French toast, so I got to root for the
I like freedom fries, bitch.
There you go.
Nah, in all seriousness, man, she's a solid player. She catch on real fast, and she's gonna beat the fuck out of that French girl.
Hey, who does she use?
Oh my gosh.
She used Ken.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
She used Ken, bruh.
News alert. GamerBee beat Sabin 3-1.
Okay.
In the money match?
In the money, yeah. Yo, are you not watching the stream? There's a stream going on.
Where?
Well, the
Go
Team
on.
Spooky stream went down.
Yeah, go on IRC. There's links all over the place. Yeah, like, do you know if Sabin went with Dhalsim? Because when I was watching, it was only Rose. I don't know. I would have liked to see like kind of like a preview for tomorrow, maybe. If Sen goes with Dhalsim, I don't know. So, but.
All right, so now he's facing Sabin Seth.
Oh, this is still Sabin. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, it's not over yet. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's still, yeah, I didn't realize that either. I thought it was done. He's a really risky player, you know, GamerBee. If you watch him, I mean, he's not shy about throwing out completely random dragon punches.
Oh, nice. Oh,
like,
wow.
there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Completely random.
Wow, Seth drew that whatever that tattoo, whatever that engine in, drew him in, and he just uppercutted him. Wow.
Yeah, he's a risky player, and like I don't know, like maybe that work against Sen, but somebody told me that Daigo is the one who put him into losers in the first place. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that's true, because that's been a lot of...
That's not surprising to me. Not necessarily because I think Daigo knows the match, but because I think Daigo knows how to deal with people who are throwing out random dragon punches like that.
Yeah, you just bait it and punish accordingly, and...
I think it's hilarious.
And it's 4-1 now. He beat Sabin Seth.
I'm gonna look at some hardcore porn.
All right, man. Hey, would you mind staying on the mic while you do that?
Matter of fact, the chick who I was talking about earlier, dog, her name is Pink Candy.
He is demolishing Sabin Seth. This is not close.
I made her squirt.
Oh goodness! Thank you for that. This is not AlphaISM after hours. It is not midnight. It's Pacific time yet.
Oh fuck!
Oh yeah, check that out.
I made her squirt.
Thank you.
You ever made a woman actually squirt, man? That shit is exciting, dog. It's like they're pissing, but they're not.
Yep. It is.
There.
It's like they're pissing, but they're not. But it's like some type of fucking...
that was clutch.
I don't like that. I don't like that fireball at all, man.
I mean, he was looking for that.
That is a projectile, dog.
That is. You know, Dave, you should commentate this, because I'm like...
No, dude. I think there's a commentary on the stream, right? I actually got the stream muted. I don't even know.
Yeah, but you do really good commentating. I was really enjoying it when...
he said he done fucked up on Turo. Man, give me the link to the fucking stream, though.
Man, so the Adon stream, or the thread on SRK, I'm assuming that's gonna blow up.
Oh man, they keep missing these punishes. Like I think he can really be punishing Adon a lot better, and he's just not looking for some of the things.
Oh, he got him out of the Jaguar tooth.
Like when Adon does that jump up overhead, like whatever that kick is. That's punishable. You can do stuff about that, but he hasn't done it yet.
Spooky always managed to give us good footage.
Done. Oh, wow. I would have done the Dragon Punch. Oh, that's a lucky. I like it.
Nice. By the sliver of his teeth.
Where the fuck are they? Are they in a ballroom still? Or they?
Yeah, it looks like
they're in a room.
It's too many people be in a hotel room. That's a fire hazard.
I think they're in some suite, right? That's what I don't know. That's what I heard.
So just you know what? Just to recap, David, have your thoughts about Adon have changed now that you've seen, you know, all these matches with that Adon has faced and has done?
Hey, I still think that he's a decent character. I don't think he's top tier. I don't think he's high tier.
It's not exactly.
You know, but
he's solid.
He's solid. He's got tricks. That a lot of people don't know how to deal with yet.
He has a fast dash, man. I mean, that gave him a big advantage, bro.
Is he good enough to win a major?
Yes, he is. He is
yeah.
good enough.
Like I think the biggest reason he wouldn't is that so few people play him. But like, if say we get to play this game for the next 10 years, like we did with SC, yeah, I could see eventually. I could see an Adon winning. Yeah, why not?
Because the game is fairly new still, man, and a lot of shit still ain't been discovered yet.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm just saying, like, given enough time, I think that he's a decent character and he can pull it out.
You know?
I think that the thing that gets me about him is that is he a character for the thinking man though, or is
yes?
I mean, can you be methodical with Adon, or is he really for the type that just go in and just bludgeon?
Nah, you have to think, and he's actually good with turtling, bro. To be honest with you, man. You have to think when you use Adon. You know, it's hard to do his links.
That was the most interesting cross-up I've ever seen.
Yeah, right there. that jumping, that cross up middle kick, it's too good.
You see this guy doing random dragon punches all the time? I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, no, personally, I don't think he's like a Ryu or like a Sagat where you gotta, or Sagat in this game, I should say, not necessarily in the original, where you gotta be methodical with those characters. I think he's more like a Rufus, where you get in, you cause a lot of havoc, and you try to be random. I think that's the kind of character he is.
Okay,
you can be random, but you can't be random against a good player that's gonna look out for that shit.
No, I mean, I think it's like Rufus. Like Rufus, you gotta make good reads. I don't think he's like, Ryu, Chun-Li, that kind of character that's more like footsie and methodically based character.
I mean, to be on the real, you know who has great footsies, but people just gonna say I'm full of shit? Guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're full of shit.
Okay, you wanna fight my guy?
No, I mean, look, he's a fine character. I don't think he's bad, but I don't think his footsies are his strength at all.
Yeah, his strength is his airborne shit.
Yeah, you know what? Oh, nice.
Yep. See,
that's punishable. Oh, dude, Sabin keeps messing up.
So why did that throw whiff?
He was still on block stun.
Oh. I didn't look. Okay.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Oh, nice.
And now he's dead. Because of that one mistake. That sucks.
Look at that. Now everybody gonna start using fucking Adon.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you know what? That's what we need. We need people like GamerBee, the specialists, to show that a character, if you put enough time and work into it, yeah, you can go places with them. I mean, because frankly, I'm getting tired of seeing Abel. I don't need another scene.
Rico Suave is pretty decent with Adon.
Yeah,
I played as Adon. It's pretty decent.
I mean, I am tired of seeing
AB Styles got a good one too.
That was that combo that Vaya was talking about with the jumping up, medium kick into Jaguar to air Jaguar kick. I think.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Fancy looking.
But you remember in the trailer that he did a cross up. He did like a jumping medium to the Jaguar, and then he did crouching short to the uppercuts. His trailer showed him doing that shit, but you can't do it on this one.
Well, I gotta get to sleep, guys.
Oh yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for being so gracious.
David, you're the man.
Hey, nice talking with you, dude.
Same here.
You too, man. I want to fight you.
Hey, message me. Let's set it up online or something.
Yeah, we're gonna set it up.
All right,
I'm on IRC right now. You on Xbox?
Yeah, I got Xbox.
Yeah, me too. I'm about to jump on my Xbox right now.
He's going to sleep.
I'm not gonna play now. Yeah, but
no, it'll be fun. I'll be free for you. Come on.
I don't think so. But
it'll be fun.
No, we'll do it some other time. Just like send me a message. We'll get it going.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, baby. Have a good one. And you know what, guys? Since the stream is up and everything, I guess you guys are gonna want to go watch that. So, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm sure I'll do a short show tomorrow night. They're talking about the winner of Evolution. Hint: it's not gonna be Daigo. And I'm prepared to eat my words now. I'm prepared to. So you guys out there in Vegas, enjoy it. This is the best EVO yet. So enjoy it. Go have fun.
Let's just hope an American win that shit.
Go ahead and have some.
Hey, I hear you on that.
Yeah. So hey, good talking to you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Night, guys.
Peace. 2 fingers.
You silly.
Oh, Jelly Roll.